Well, hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, but you can call me Pajama Grandma. In case we haven't met yet, go ahead and put hashtag pajama in the comments below so I know it is the first time you are hearing my voice, seeing my face, or being exposed to the Pajama Grandma. Because I always like to know when new people are coming into contact with me in my world. Because I want to be able to influence your world just a little bit, by being me, of course. Today is day 216, sneak another drink, of the Daily Scare Share. I am doing one thing a day that scares me from the book, Do One Thing a Day That Scares You, and I encourage you to do it right along with me. It's all about stretching our comfort zone, getting us out of the rut we may be finding ourselves living into. Because early this year, I was reminded that I had gotten into some really boring, really just go with the flow and not really do what I want habits. And my daughter reminded me that I have this book. She found it on a bookshelf, and she noticed that I hadn't done any of it. I'd done like the first few pages, maybe the first 5 or 10 pages with a friend back in 2014. It's a long, long time ago. And I committed to actually doing one thing a day that scares me, to actually doing this book this year so that I could make the changes in my life that I've been needing to make for quite some time. Let's be honest, we all get into ruts, we all get into routines, we all get into patterns of behavior that we think we have to do or that we think we should do. And we do that with pretty much every area of our life. Now, we do it to survive and make life manageable and make it easy for us to get through life, but are we really living? If that's how we're living, if we're just living on autopilot, we're alive, but are we really living? That is something to ponder. So let's see what we've got today. Today is a short one. It's all about commitment phobia, obviously, because that's what I wrote. But it's got, here's what it says. I need my magnifying glass. Commitment phobia, the fear of long-term relationships or obligations. And I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking, all right, I was married for a really long time. I'm divorced now. Not because I'm commitment phobic, obviously not, but I was married for over 25 years, but for other reasons. Anyway, that's got nothing to do with this, but it does relationships. We all know that person or have heard of that person that wouldn't commit. The girl that dated the guy for 6 years and he would never commit, and she finally figured out that he was never going to and moved on, got married the next year. You know, the guy who dated a girl for 3 years, wouldn't commit, then broke up with her, and then 3 months later he's married. We've all heard stories like that. But what I was really thinking about that triggered me this morning was about entrepreneurial commitment phobia. So many people, especially entrepreneurs, go into and try, and I am guilty of this too, which is what made me think of it, not fully committing to a business or an idea or a thing. We try and we learn and we do a gazillion different businesses, and I think it's kind of a trial and error thing till we land on the one that just makes our heart sing, and that becomes the one that we stick with and we do. But it isn't until we pick that one thing and get really successful at that we figure out our success path, and then we try the next thing and the next thing. But up until then, we have such a hard time because we have so many ideas deciding which one to really pursue and commit to that a lot of times a lot of entrepreneurs spin their wheels for years and years before they really hit success or find success. It's kind of like when you're learning about new things. Like when I first got exposed to the internet, it was so crazy. Everything I saw, I wanted to learn about, and I wanted to study, and I wanted to know everything. Well, it's not possible, right? And so I had a hard time committing to what one thing I was going to do and learn and study. Then I found the one thing that was like, boom, this is it. And it's just a tool, and I became a certified partner for it. But it was like, okay, maybe this isn't the best thing in the whole wide world, but this is the best thing for me. And that's all we're looking for, is committing to the best thing for us. And part of the reason we don't commit, I think, is the same reason people don't commit in relationships. In the back of their mind, either they feel like they're not good enough, or in the back of their mind, they honestly think something better or someone better is going to come along for them. And so they don't want to go all in this relationship because something or somebody better might come along. And that's a really crappy position to be in if you're the other person in that non-committal relationship, because you deserve better, absolutely. And the truth is, we can create the ideal relationship or the ideal business out of anything or anyone. It's just a matter of choosing that person to be the one, that business idea to be the one, and then going in and committing to it. And once we commit to it, there isn't the alternative to just get out. And if you don't have the alternative to get out or quit, you solve problems, you overcome obstacles, you figure it out, and that is what makes you successful in relationships, in businesses, in everything in life. That's my rant for today. So if you can't decide what to commit to yourself. And a lot of commitment phobia is because we're not willing to commit to ourselves. Again, the not feeling like we're good enough for some reason, because we're all born good enough. But if you can't decide, I'm going to recommend that you commit to doing one thing a day that stretches your comfort zone. Do one thing a day that scares you for the rest of the year with me. If you can't decide, there you go, decision made. No more fussing, no more fudgeting, no more trying to figure it out. Just do it. Oh, the thing I wrote for what I'm going to commit to doing is that I will unequivocally be me from now on. No more pretending or wearing masks and veils and trying to stilt and do other people's things their way. I had this aha moment yesterday as I was listening to a web class or a Facebook Live. It's called Friday Night Live on getting clients without being salesy. And I realized I am very much myself. The best jobs I've ever had, the happiest I've ever been, is in roles where I can be as close to my totally weird-ass authentic self as I am. That's when I'm the happiest. So my commitment phobia is to be 100% me and only work with from now on my dream customers, my dream clients. That's it. Anybody that doesn't fit the mold or doesn't get me, I'm not going to work with you. There's too many people on the planet. There's 8 billion plus people on the planet. So there's plenty for me to work with and interact with and impact their lives. I don't have to ever convince anybody that they should be associated with or work with me. So that is my commitment phobia thing to overcome, and that's what I wrote down for today. So what can you commit to today? Just pick one thing. And if you don't have an idea, just commit to yourself. Commit to being you. That's it. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow with another Daily Scare Share. Don't be scared. Bye.